Ross Edgley here. Had a little bit of a strange idea to start this year. Basically wanted to do 30 marathons in 30 days, testing 30 different breakfasts. So me and the Protein Works got in contact with the guys at Bulldog. They put a treadmill in my kitchen. Get a lot of questions, people just saying why. Good question. Reason being, looking at bioenergetics, so how as humans derive energy from food, and looking at nutrigenomics, so how our nutrition interacts with our individual genetics. It's kind of like you're never truly going to know what food and sort of choices are best to fuel a marathon unless you genuinely experiment on yourself, this self-experimentation. So with all of that said, I just thought, you know what, let's put a treadmill in the kitchen and trial 30 different breakfasts, as weird as they are, and let's see which ones are best in terms of digestion, calorie content, macro content, micronutrients, too often overlooked, so phytochemicals, enzymes, probiotics, gut bacteria, all of these things you can only really test unless you put a treadmill in your kitchen and do 30 marathons. But I think aside from nutrition, what's really important is that running is a skill. And that sounds really odd to many people because it's something we're innately born to do. But so many people are doing it wrong. And allow me to explain what I mean by that. Basically, because of the invention of the shoe, a lot of people are encouraged now to heel strike. And what that means is as they're running, if you imagine that's their foot, they're basically putting a lot of pressure on the heel, and they're not forefoot striking and actually running on the balls of their feet, like arguably Mother Nature intended. Now, it's still debated to this day, and you know, in sports science, there's not necessarily an agreed consensus yet. So I think that's important to note. But if you look anecdotally and looking at the anthropology of the human runner, you know, we've developed these, ligaments, tendons, the Achilles heel, all of these things were created, the architecture of the actual foot were created so you forefoot strike and therefore absorb all of the pressure. So the great thing about the Bulldog treadmill, as you can see here, is it kind of curves. The curvature, the natural curvature of the treadmill encourages you to forefoot strike. You can't actually heel strike on this. If you do, you're going to actually fall off the back of it. So the nice thing is that as well as drilling nutrition principles as well, you're actually drilling biomechanics and the skill of running, which, like I said, seems odd, but if you refine that skill and perfect your biomechanics and technique, running efficiency, and kind of making sure that you harness that throughout 2017, it's going to be pretty much invaluable.